Good evening, race fans, and welcome. You will find us sat here, eagerly anticipating rounds 15 and 16 at Donington National. You've joined us for the BSTV TCR Challenge Cup. This is a fantastic track, and we have a lovely 19 degrees, so excellent weather for racing. I'm Pete Bingham, and I am joined in the booth, as ever, by the voice of reason, sensibility, and logic, Sir Alan of Toon. Good evening.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you. Good evening, my friends. Good evening. Here we are at Donington Park. I love this place, and it's the National, so we don't have to see people struggling with the deadly hairpin.
No, yeah, Melbourne hairpin. That's a brutal little addition to this track, isn't it? But that little chicane there at the top of the little track map that you can see.
Oh, yes.
It's filled with little traps to catch out the unwary, and I think that's going to be a good little addition to tonight. David Ayres on the chat hopes that you're feeling much better, young Alan.
Yes, thank you, David. I am. Yes, I felt better yesterday, and I was able to race last night, and I felt okay this morning. I'm still a bit tired, but otherwise I'm in good nick.
Excellent news. And he also says, because he scared me by typing the word boo on the chat, so I said that Halloween was yesterday, and he says, try telling Scary Mary that. Which, it's harsh, isn't it, really?
Good point there.
Good point, yeah. Right, we need to talk about a few things tonight, because stuff has changed, Alan. Stuff has changed. It's very technical, that, isn't it? Stuff has changed. Right, where do I start? I will start with all the people that I want to start with and not on the track. So we'll talk about this boy, Tony Walker. He's rejoined us. Yeah, he's doing at least one race. Hopefully he'll stick around and do some more. But it's good to have him back. That's not where the list finishes though. So this boy is back as well. You recognise that car?
Indeed, I do. I've got a very recognisable and familiar sight of my friend Roger.
Excellent, yeah.
In the safeguard by result car, I presume.
It is the safeguard car. Fiona is also back. She's done some laps, but she's in the pit at the moment. This boy is back.
Oh, fresh suntan.
It's a fresh suntan, yeah, absolutely. This boy is back. So this is Jason Haddington. And the Air Smart Racing boys have all rejoined. Chris Needham has also rejoined, but he's not on track at the minute, and nor is Arnaud Chenonnier, but they are here, I assure you. And then also, is he there? Can I get a better camera angle than that? Yes. This is, and this might be a new one to you, Alan, Emerson Godin. He is back with us. He's raced with us before. Back when we did GT4 TCR. He is a very, very talented racer and very, very quick. He has joined in the Audi. So that's yet another of our updates, and fantastic to see Emerson back. He's the sort of person that can really upset the leadership apple cart here. So that one's a good one. Right, where else do I go? I go to... Stephen Walker is also back. A previous champion has rejoined the fold, but he's also in the pit at the moment. Clearly doesn't need that bit of practice. And then we need to start talking about standings, Alan, because
I'm so shocked at the grids, Peter. It's unfolding before me, and it's a wonderful sight. How wonderful these people have turned out for us. That's great, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And there was a few people at the start of the season who were concerned about the relative numbers. And, it's one of those things that just happens. The summer leagues are always stripped of people because they're on holiday, hence where Miguel is tonight, funnily enough. And we always have a dry season in every year. We do 4 seasons a year. We align with the iRacing schedules as much as possible. So we do 4 race seasons per year. Next season we're going to do Pro and Am, which will be a lovely little addition to this very well established league. But yeah, we are starting to see the recovery of the numbers. People like racing in BSTV leagues because of the community. All right, we don't have any prizes, but bragging rights is good enough. But we need to talk about standings, Alan, because it's all changing. So we are now on the right-hand column. We are now calculating with drop weeks, and look what's happened. Mr. Sam of Blees is striding out into the lead. He's already got himself a 60-point lead nearly over Big Mig. Now, Big Mig hasn't been with us for a couple of weeks because he's not been very well. He's now recovered from whatever ailments were holding him back, which is great news, isn't it?
We do wish him well because fantastic drivers, Miguel, and we want him back on the track as soon as possible.
Absolutely, and he's gone on holiday now, so he's not with us again this evening, but my question to him was, why did he not take his rig on holiday like all the rest of us do, Alan?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, he could slip it into his hold all without understanding his difficulties.
Yeah,
young man like him.
Yeah, you just need to leave a few socks behind, a couple of pairs of underpants, and you've got
family.
Room for your rig. Andy Littler does it, doesn't he?
Yeah, indeed he does.
Yeah,
what is that P for next to Jason?
So, because Jason changed his car not at the halfway point, he got deducted 200 points. So, do the math yourself. If he hadn't had that deduction, he would be ahead of everybody at the moment. But he was good enough to accept those point deductions. David Johansen, not with us this evening again. He is currently in 4th place behind Jason Landry, who, despite all that penalisation of points, he is in 3rd place. So you can already guess what's happening with the points for team, but never mind. Carl Hardy is in 5th, which really, when you consider how many times we've watched the two Jamies in 6th and 7th battling out this season, it's a bit of a surprise to me that Carl Hardy's as high in the league as he is. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I actually agree with you, Pete. You think the Jamies would have the edge on Carl because they all seem to be running in front of him on the road, but you've got to finish the races and you've got to do it. It's about finishing, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
And there's 2 races every night, of course, and the sprint race is always very different from the feature.
Oh, very much so. We'll get on to that in a minute. They have started qualifying, by the way. We'll join that as soon as we can. David Ayres has got some strange fetishes, hasn't he, Alan? He's now just said, I hope Jason has ironed his gold hot pants. I think he's willing to pay for pictures. I'm not sure. But, yeah, this is a family channel. Anyway, Impulse Racing are head and shoulders above the rest of the league at the moment. 210 points, we'll say that is, for want of arguing, over Hydro Race Geodesic Racing, who are doing fantastically. Matt Flannery cannot race tonight. He's got domestic issues, so we are feeling the loss of his absence.
That's a shame. That's a shame. He's doing very well. He's, Matt's been driving well, and but he'll be back, no doubt. And it just goes to show you, because of this influx of drivers, it's not such a bad week if he's got to miss one. Yeah,
true enough. Sim Racing Grid are in 3rd, which is pretty much just David Johansen on his own, which is impressive.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
I know, it's just stunning, really. Then Safeguard, which might hoover up some more numbers now Rogers joined that fold. And then Coupes and Convertibles Racing, which is just Jamie Jeffrey. And he had a fantastic week last time out. If you remember, at Laguna Seca, he got himself a set of podiums, which is brilliant. Okay.
Yes, I was in the thick of it all night with Jamie again.
Oh, that was just too good, wasn't it? That was too good. Right, driver of the meeting, David Johansen and Jamie Jeffrey, who we've just mentioned, right there at the top on 3 points each. And then in joint 3rd place is Jason Landry and Jamie Wilson. And then a few drivers there for joint 5th place. Sam Blees, Carl Hardy, Mark Draper, JB Dejoux. JB can't be with us because he is at work this evening. For those of you that know what JB does, that's not good news for whoever he's having to work on right now. And then Sir Alan's pardon me, Safe Driver Award. Your leader at the moment, if you take into account the amount of races you need to do to qualify for this one, Jamie Jeffrey is leading your driver award, Alan.
Oh man, that's fantastic, isn't it? I don't know what to say about that, to be honest. I would have lost money if somebody said that Jamie was going to be leading the race at this stage of it, because he's totally in the thick of things every week, and that's some kind of credit to the man.
It is, and given the fact that he races so close and so safely,
yeah, it's just amazing.
It's amazing, and look, even with a few weeks out, Fiona is still holding strong in second place there. Because Vagard, Pear and Wobbly haven't done enough races to qualify. He needs to do 9 races for this one. And then in third place, we drop all the way back to Matt Flannery. Because Austin Knight hasn't done enough races either. Jason Landry. Jason Landry, I missed one. And given that Jason is in second in the championship, he's clearly not cutting any corners. He's just so fast, he doesn't need to.
No. The thing is, he's done a lot of driving by himself.
Yes, he has.
It's very hard to keep up with.
Yeah, he said today to me that he had an 18-hour drive to go and pick up the roof of a truck or something, and he didn't have time to practice. And I said, you'll have to settle for winning by 2 seconds instead of 20 then. And I think I'm not going to be that wrong, but. We are watching our series leader and multiple champion of previous, Sam Blees, being tailed here, giving a tow to Stephen Walker, who likewise is a multiple previous champion.
Glorious sight on the track. These two old stages. Look at this.
That was
Stephen
brilliant.
hasn't been in the car for a bit, obviously.
No, and sorry, one of the other updates I couldn't show you before. Subtly, what is the difference here with Carl Hardy?
He's got his wheels.
He's not just got his wheels.
No, he's not in the Audi.
He's in the Audi. He's swapped cars.
Yes. He has got his wheels. Yeah. Yes, we knew he was going to do that.
Oh, did we?
No, because he changed it last week.
Oh, that's right. He did. Sorry, he wasn't in his paint, was he? That's right.
He wasn't in his paint,
with
you. He looks a lot better this week, I've got to say, with his paint.
Might not do in a minute.
That's not looking good.
Yeah, that'll rub out.
That was good timing, Pete. That was good timing to catch him just there.
King of good timing. So also in an Audi is Emerson Gaudan. So these two are brave boys, taking it out in the Audi. They're the only Audis on track. And only one more in the league at the moment, and I've forgotten who that is at the minute.
Well, Cole's trying this out. He has, he's come into it later on in the season. I'm not sure he'll survive into the next season. We'll see.
Yeah,
he's just going to let it go. But I think he's just dipping his toe in the water, and we'll see whether he stays in there next season.
Yeah,
but I'm glad he's got his paint sorted. He looks much nicer.
Arnaud Chenonnier, we weren't able to see him before because he was in the pits. There he is in his eye-wateringly bright yellow-y, greeny coloured car. Great to see the Air Smart boys back in this. He is the furthest north, if you take my point, of all the Air Smart boys at the moment. Chris Needham is a previous champion, but in a GT4, because this used to be the GT4 TCR, and we carry forward those titles. So previous champion there. He's currently second in the Air Smart Racing, the ASR battle. And then Jason Haddington, Kylie himself, has returned. And he's hopefully going to set some timing screens alight. So, let's see what happens.
Doing well at the moment.
Yeah,
doing well, moving up, and doing rather better than Carl at the moment. Carl's struggling a little bit. And that surprises me, because he knows, like all these drivers do, know this place like the back of your hand.
Yes.
It's a firm favourite track with most drivers. There's never a universal favourite, but this is certainly a popular circuit.
It really is. I mean, a lot of the guys that race in the league are from the UK. Some of us have been there fairly regularly for BTCC or concerts or whatever. I used to be a regular here every time there was a Monsters of Rock festival, for instance.
I can just imagine it.
Oh yeah. That was when I had long hair. It's been a few years since I had it cut now, but not that many, funnily enough. Right, who else is in here? So, oh, sorry, we were looking at Mark Draper because he's back tonight. He wasn't here last week, but he is this time. He's very quick. We've already spoken about Stephen Walker. Tony Walker we've already spoken about as well. Great to see him back. Marcel Frick.
Yes, Marcel's got a different look to the field this week from what he had last week in his first races. Now, This is a different kettle of fish entirely. He's surrounded by old stages now.
Yes, he is. So that's going to be a bit of... He's already ahead of quite a few fast guys. Carl Hardy having a little bit of a struggle. He's on Struggle Street at the minute, to quote what Ant Woodward normally says. Yet to threaten the top 10 in any way. And then, of course, Fiona finally tanned and back from her holiday. Hopefully to get some points here, but against what I consider to be quite stiff opposition with the ones that have rejoined, Alan.
Yes, well, Fee will be wanting to finish. If she can get to the end of the race, especially the feature race on the lead lap, that's a good result, and she'll be trying very hard to do that. Familiar with the circuit, of course, we know this place very well. It's a regular circuit for the MX5 people, and so I expect her to absolutely be hanging on as long as possible. She will be trying, and there's not a huge gap there. There's not a huge gap.
No, it's not.
There is a bit of tow here as well.
On that back straight there. We'll jump on board with somebody shortly. Maybe we go on board with Jamie Jeffrey. He did so well. We'll do it now. So across the stripe we go. Full beans here. You cross into the pit lane exit here. Over that blue bit, doesn't penalise you. Onto the brakes hard for Redgate. Bit of curb, not too much, because if your tyre dips down there, you're history pretty much. It grabs your car down through Hollywood here, and the crane of curves to follow. Sweep through here. It feels mighty when you've got grip. And then into Old Hairpin, where I die on basically every lap I ever do here. Climb the little hill up to Starkey's. This is Starkey's Bridge that we're going through at the moment, and then Schwantz is this one. All named after bikers, really. McLean's is a very, very tight third gear corner. That was a bit sideways to go forward. And then up towards Coppice, which is a double right-hander. Another bit of sideways, but he seems to be happy with this. He's certainly... No, he hasn't improved on this lap, so I think he's not that long out the pits, to be honest. Straight down the back straight here and into Roberts, which is the chicane. Lots of curb on both sides. The curb actually kind of helps you get some turn before you get back onto Wheatcroft and then back towards Redgate. It's quite a frantic lap. There's lots of overtaking opportunities here, though, isn't there, Alan?
Yeah, I know. It's a racer's circuit. There's plenty of places where the braking's hard, and we see lots of side-by-side and brave overtaking manoeuvres, because there's just about the room for it. And these guys aren't shy, are they?
No, they're not. David Ayres on the chat says, I do wonder why iRacing have not sorted out the brake discs glowing at the wrong times. I think that's the least of their troubles. They haven't even got pissing rain yet, so let's let them tick off one thing at a time. Apologies for my over-enthusiastic language there. Never mind. There's always next week, isn't there? We'll admit that out. It's a good job it's not live, isn't it? Right, so where was I going to go?
Oh, look at now what we were saying about side-by-side.
I know.
Thank heavens it's only quali.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to do. For those of the many people watching, because there's a few, we have a 20-minute race in just under 2 minutes, which doesn't require a pit stop. These guys are on 35% fuel. Then we have a small intermission once we have thrashed out whoever has won, and more importantly sometimes who has returned home 12th, because in the feature race we have a reverse 12 grid from the first one. We have a pretty much mandatory pit stop. The only one that's ever done anything about that and gone the full distance is Sam Blease, who is currently topping the timing screen. So if he gets out the gate pretty quick, he's not going to be one of fuel saving. He's going to want to be down the road and creating a gap to probably this boy, Jason Landry, who is not yet in the top 3. Your top 3 provisionally at the minute is Sam, Stephen, so 2 ex-champions, and then Mark Draper. He's rapid in that velocity tonight, Alan. Is he going to upset us or what?
He's going very quick, but look at Mr. Needham as well.
Oh, yeah.
This is fine driving by these chaps. And
he's in the pits with some of his colleagues at the minute. But yeah, he's now the most north Air Smart racing driver we've got. Jamie Jeffries
a 1 minute 11 is a cracking lap, isn't it? He's right in there with Mr. Blease, Mr. Walker, Mr. Draper. This is cracking. To do a 1 minute 11 is no slouch.
No, that was Emerson going exit stage left there.
Was it?
Yeah, I think he's
settling down.
Yeah. He's given a bit of a toe to Jason Landry, who's just been pipped out of 4th by Jamie Jeffrey. So Jason Landry. Usually.
Oh, look how tight those times are, Pete.
Oh, I know. I'm just trying to see what Jason's done there because he had 2 very fast sectors. He's not
625 plays 627.
Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Right, we better get through this grid quickly because I'm going to have to talk fast here. Sam Blease will lead the field away tonight for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing. Next to him, next to that multiple champion, is another multiple champion in the form of Stephen Walker. Third will be Mark Draper for SRL. Jamie Jeffrey will go off 4th for Coupes and Convertibles Racing. Jason Landry for Impulse Racing will go off 5th. Jamie Wilson off 6th for Team Chimera. 7th will be Chris Needham for Air Smart Racing. Marcel Frick will go off 8th. 9th will be Safeguard Results. Carl Hardy. Tony Walker will go off 10th. Arnaud Chenonnier for Air Smart Racing 2 will go off 11th. Roger Morton will go off 12th for Safeguard by Result. 13th will be Jason Haddington for Air Smart Racing. Emerson Gowdan will go off 14th, and Fiona will go off 15th. Bring up the rear of the field tonight as we get ready for proper racing, as in the actual race. Where's my buttons? Need to press buttons. There we go. Buttons are pressed. Not everybody's on the grid. Sam Blease loves to keep them waiting, Alan, doesn't he?
He does. But, the start's vital in these sprint races, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Absolutely vital.
We've seen it before. You can't afford to be leaving anything behind on the track. Sorry, I'm just getting my my liquid fuel going on. I got rid of one cold and I've ended up with another one. Such is the way that
that's not good, Peter.
No, if I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all, Alan.
Oh, I think.
Oh, here we go.
That should be in a song. Well, here we go, indeed.
Right. And we are go for this first race here at Donington.
They didn't hang around there that time, did they? There was no holding.
And Stephen has got about 6 inches of front Elantra ahead, or he did do for a little while.
Careful, chaps. This is so here with cold tyres.
Yeah,
they did very well there, didn't they?
They all did fantastically. We better go and see what Jamie Jeffrey's doing because he's side by side here with Jason Landry, or rather, Jason Landry got alongside him. Fastest in the first sector. As Mark Draper decides to go extracurricular. Fastest in the first sector so far. You might want to stop the race now for Fiona because she got the fastest first sector.
Right, what a glorious sight this looks. Honestly, these cars going up the hill. Whoa, it's glorious. Look at this.
There's a lot of dust flying around and Fiona is full in the thick of this. Where's Emerson gone? Oh no, there's Emerson, right, okay. Wrestling that Audi round. Right, we need to get back here at the front of the minute.
Yes, it's very frenetic. These guys aren't holding back, are they?
No, they're not. Well, that is Carl Hardy putting pressure on Chris Needham. Who's that super wide there? Is that Marcel? I think it might have been Marcel. Yes, it was Marcel. Roger Morton has just passed him, and Fiona's about to put a move onto Marcel as well. Hasn't got that done. Stayed very wide, being very generous with the room there. Right, back at the front.
Didn't want to go in side by side, and that's a risky old corner. He always kept shot sideways.
Oh,
Hello, who's that? That's
Emerson.
nobody else. See Emerson in the pits, do we?
No, and that must mean that he picked up a start penalty, as in he's jumped the start, possibly. Never mind. It's his first race back with us, so he'll have to get used to everything. He's probably
It's a bit of
forgotten.
road rust.
Well, he's probably forgotten that we've moved over since he last raced to standing starts. Last time we raced it, last time he raced with us, it was a rolling start.
Goodness me, that
And
was a while ago now.
Yeah, that was Jason Landry, who's just removed Jamie Jeffrey out of 4th place. And this is quite a healthy looking field, isn't it? The whole
Not easy to get past Jamie, so that just shows the kind of pace available to Mr. Landry.
And
Jamie is very hard to get by.
Yes, he is. A real life racer himself. He knows a lot of the tricks in order to keep his car as wide as possible. Very healthy. I hope I don't curse him right now. Very healthy position for Jamie Wilson. Maintained his 6th off the grid.
This is grand. Everybody's running well. There's nobody. It's terrible excursions, and that's always the danger early on that we could lose a driver to the wall.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just laughing at David Ayres. He said, "Did I hear you say something earlier about this being a family show?" Yes, and then I forgot about it. Anyway,
it depends whose family you mean, David.
Absolutely. Well, looks like Jason Landry's found the gas pedal now, so he's about to finish putting a move on Mark Draper, who gives Jason a little helping hand around the chicane there.
Now, you see, they're taking the bite of, I think the curb sequence and priorities changed now at the chicane beat.
Yes.
They're taking a big bite of the first curb, but they're not taking anything of the second.
No, and there's a reason for that. The second one is pure evil these days. It's like you've just climbed up a hill. Now, how many times over the many years that we've been running this league have we seen these two at the front? So this is Sam Blees and Stephen.
Yes, it's a lovely nostalgic feeling.
It is.
Great to see these two liveries up there battling it out.
Yeah, if you sepia'd this picture, you would think that we were back, 5 or 6 seasons ago.
Well, they're obviously inspired each other, but we've got this. This is Mr. Landry's chasing hard. He's not used to being capped in this field.
No, he's not.
He's not content.
And do you know what? Roger Morton and Jason Haddington, side by side for about 5 corners there. Very, very generous with each other with the room, and very safe overtake there for Roger.
Yeah. Well, very good friends. These are proper racers, proper iRacers, and they race hard on the track, but great friends in the Discord.
Yeah.
And, we've all got a lot of time for each other.
And that's why you don't hit the second curb. So Chris Needham there got a massive bag full of second curb, and it basically just was like someone had parked a wall in front of his car, and Carl Hardy sneaked through. So second curb is not your friend here, not your friend. We need to look towards this group now, because whilst Jason has managed to make his way to the front of the queue on this battle for 3rd place, he's brought with him, and he's not managed to drop yet, Mark Draper, Jamie Jeffrey and Jamie Wilson. Oh look, yes. Alan. Oh look, Jamie Wilson and Jamie Jeffrey racing. We've never seen that before, have we?
Well, it's very unusual to see them stood together on the field, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're interested. Well, they're hanging on like to Mr. Landry for grim death, because he's actually is. You're right. He's towing them up, and you can see from the attitude of the cars, they're really trying to hang on to him, because this is crucial. If they get gapped now, that's it. There's no way they're going to get anything back on the leaders. No. This is all about them making a race of it. Can they actually get close to Sam? And well, Mr. Walker and Mr. Blees might start racing each other, because at the moment I don't think they are. I think they're just enjoying each other's company and sharing the 111s.
I think by the behaviour of Stephen Walker's car, I think they are racing somewhat. They will
I
be.
think he's going very quick.
Yeah, I think they're very, very mindful of the fact that behind them is Jason Landry, who they know is a massive, massive threat. I mean, he's so fast. He's unbelievably quick.
Yes, well, he's an element on the grid now that wasn't here last season.
Yes.
It's an element of people who are right at the same level, if not even an inch above our top drivers, who are really our top draw drivers. And there's serious competition at the front of the field, and it's just great for the racing, isn't it? Because this puts a whole element of fear and competition, really sharpens up the edge at the front of the field.
It really does. Carl Hardy's managed to get himself a bit of a gap here over Chris Needham, who we're on board with at the moment.
We know Chris is quick tonight, and Carl didn't show well in quali, but he's found a bit of pace on the field if he could keep out the mud.
Yes, elbows out for Carl Hardy. Let's move forward and see what Mark Draper's doing. Mark Draper is sticking with Jason Landry.
Yes.
That's very healthy for the league, if you know what I mean. Jason Landry might not agree.
But he did a great time in quali, didn't he? It doesn't surprise me that he can actually stay in the tow, because he's getting tow. Even though we know it's reduced, he's getting a bit of help there, and I think the gap would be growing a bit quicker if he wasn't getting that bit of help.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right. But everybody's look at this; they're just.
It's just great.
It's beautiful.
Do you see Jason Landry's car there? Yeah. You see the roof on it. There's no gap.
Yes.
There's no gap between the roof and the car door, is there? I'm just trying to seek some advice for him, because he's rebuilding some sort of truck in Canada, and you could have got your hand, your arm, and everything else between the top of the door on his truck and the roof. He claims he hadn't fitted the roof properly. He was just dropping it there for a while, but I'm not so sure. Anyway.
They have air conditioning and things like that, don't they?
Oh, there's even better air conditioning. You'll have to have a look in the chat, on the TCR chat. Oh, Carl Hardy sideways, and that's going to give Chris Needham the only invite he'll need to sort him out here.
Well.
Oh no, no!
Nobody's going to give up here,
good.
are they? They know this circuit here. And they will go side by side, because they're all very confident in each other's ability to keep it going in a straight line.
I'm stunned that Carl Hardy managed to keep that ahead, going around the outside at Coppers, and he's going to maintain it for another lap. Now, Jason Landry just set the fastest lap of the race. It wasn't eye-wateringly faster than the two cars in front of him, but it was faster, as Marcel Frick has been overtaken there by Arnaud Chenonnier. Arnaud clearly getting back into the groove. There's something going on there.
That was like fun. They're having fun.
They are having fun.
Yes, well, Jason's chasing hard, isn't he? I mean,
Arnaud sideways.
Stephen's an unknown quantity.
Yes.
Stephen's an unknown quantity to Mr. Landry, but he knows that him and Sam are old friends and old stagers, so he will be definitely wanting to join that party. You can see by his lap times that he's intent on doing it. But
absolutely.
The guys in front have got an eye behind, but they're watching each other, but they really are keeping the lap times very, very high.
Yeah, you have to salute Marcel Frick there. He's been overtaken, and then he's attacked straight back, and very, very safely and cleanly over Arnaud Chenonnier, as yet again. Oh, there's Arnaud going a little wide. That's not too bad. Jason Landry sets yet another fastest lap, and this time a lot faster than the two cars in front of him.
Well, he's pulling tenths back, and that's all you need to do when you're as good as he is, because he'll do that every lap.
Yes, definitely.
They're incredibly consistent, and we've seen the way that just a couple of tenths, a lap difference, which looks nothing on the scoreboard. It doesn't look like anything. It didn't look like you can do anything with a couple of tenths. But my word, it does build up if you do it every lap.
Yeah, it does, and he's starting to get himself a gap over Mark Draper now.
Yes.
And what that's had an effect of is brought Jamie Jeffrey even closer to Mark Draper's rear bumper. Both of these guys have now kind of dropped Jamie Wilson. You can see the gap there; it's pretty big now.
Yeah, well, that surprises me.
Yeah, me too. Oh, hang on, have we got a run for the lead here? This is on. This is on.
Oh, he's going for it.
We're over halfway through this race. We're 13 minutes in. We've got 7 to go. A lap here
nice one.
Yeah, a lap here is 1 minute 12. Whilst he had a go, it didn't do him any favours, did it? He's dropped right back from Sam now.
Yes, but it was nice that he tried.
Oh yeah.
And he took it on, and he'll get his time back. He'll get it back. But yeah, it was a brave attempt, and it took some skill to get around there cleanly, side by side like that. It's a wicked little corner.
It is.
Now, how's Mr. Needham doing that? Because I was very impressed with his speed.
Yeah, he's gathered himself together now, and he's closing back in.
Yeah, he's pushing Carl on. Look at Carl's times. He's responded to Chris here. Look at this, because he's in the bottom of the 12s now as well. And that's better, isn't it?
A driver that's surprised me a lot tonight is this boy, Tony Walker. I don't know how much porridge he's been eating, but he's much more healthy for it. He used to be finding out outside the top 10. Here he is in the top 10.
Yes, but we did, in fairness to you, Pete, we picked up on this before.
Yes,
Tony's
we have. Yeah.
Really improved over the last season, didn't he? He really came forward, put his best foot forward, and yes. So we saw a big improvement in his pace, not just his pace, but his overall driving.
Yes.
In every way. He was a more secure, more confident, and better racer.
Absolutely. That was Roger Morton picking off Arnaud Chenonnier there.
Well, these two are closely matched.
Yes.
They are. And they're both absolute scrappers. And Kylie's getting gapped a little bit, which that won't please Kylie, but it'll be eyeballs to the wall trying to keep up, that's for sure.
Yeah, at the minute, just so that everybody knows, Arnaud Chenonnier occupies the reverse grid position.
Yes. Is it 12?
12.
Is it 12? Right. So it's it would be a good blocker at the front. The start of the feature race is always so different from the sprint race.
It is, yeah. It's quite dramatic, actually.
The reverse grid just makes it a whole different thing. They've got the faster drivers at the back end. They've got to drive through the whole field, and we see them do it time after time. But on a field that's getting increasingly longer, and to be honest, the gaps between these drivers gets increasingly shorter. It gets ever harder to drive through the field business. Oh, Sam, my boy.
Oh wow, yeah, that is a very, very fast lap. That's a qualifying
Considering
lap.
he's in front and he's got no toe.
Yeah.
And he's having to keep an eye on Stephen.
Well, we just saw Mark Draper go for a little excursion. And I think Chris Needham's lining up Carl Hardy to see how Carl Hardy looks in 8th place, because Chris Needham definitely wants 7th right now. Takes a lot of that second curve, doesn't he?
He's brave to do that.
He is very brave to do that. Emerson Gaudan has fought his way back. Probably a very lonely drive for him, but now Fiona's got a sparring partner.
Yes, that's unfortunate for poor Emerson and on his return, but it's the sprint race.
Yep.
He's only got 4 minutes, and what's happening with all that purple again?
I know, yeah.
There's 292 plays 293.
Oh, actually, yes, you're not wrong. So, oddly, SDK has declared that as being exactly the same. Oh no, it's now sorted it out. So on my other screen, Sam Blees currently has the fastest lap. What the hell is going on here? We're going to have to watch this, because this was a change for the lead with all that fastest lap business. So we're watching Stephen Walker, and that is Sam Blease ahead, so there must be a mistake coming. No, he's got a slowdown.
Oh.
Sam Blease on a slowdown has to give up the lead of the race. Wow.
Yeah, that was very honourable by Sam. A lot of drivers would have tried to drag that out.
Yeah, and been on the racing line, etc. But
Yes. Yeah.
I think he saw the value of not delaying Stephen, because look who's just behind them now.
Yeah, well, exactly. And he's coming ever closer, and nobody will be more aware of it than the two in front of him.
Absolutely.
You can hear the Jaws music playing in their cars. You can, because we've seen the way that Jason gets past people. It's astonishing the way he can produce an overtake out of nowhere. Can he get past him in 3 minutes?
Well, I wouldn't put it past him. Ooh! So that's Rog going a bit wide there, and he's going to open the door here for Arno Chenonnier.
He's on the inside, he's okay.
He was.
Oh, they won't back out.
That's intimate. I'm sure you can go to prison for touching anywhere around there. There we go.
That's brave, because you're always risking solid air when you're doing that.
Yes. Yeah, very brave, and you are absolutely right about the solid air. We're going to have to return to the front of the race because of what's developing. Although, it does look like Stephen and Sam have pulled a gap a bit.
Yes, they're holding the ship steady, aren't they? They just
Yes.
look at the times. They're just locked together here. And, I don't think Jason's quite got the time. They're driving the wheels off their cars to make sure he hasn't.
Yes, they really are, actually. And David Ayres says, speaking of a family show, myself and Scary, obviously Mary, are off to see Kevin Wilson tomorrow evening. I don't know who that is, but I assume by the laughter that he gave, as Arno and Rog go at it again, I assume because he's laughing, it's somebody who's not very family or acceptable. Kevin Wilson.
I don't know him, never heard of him.
No, me neither. Maybe we need to get out.
You'll have to do a search. You'll have to do a search. And then
White
you can
flag,
tell me.
white flag, last lap.
Oh.
Sam Blease on the
So
inside. He's lifted Stephen out at the corner. And this is for the arguably the most important position in the race.
Are they going to get there before the old hairpin?
I don't know.
Oh.
Nope.
I thought they would go through there side by side. That would be fun.
Yeah, Arno Chenonnier and Roger Morton are still thrashing it out side by side back here. This is ridiculous.
Oh, they'll be loving this because they absolutely love to race, those two. But look at Sam just popped in the fastest lap there. Everybody's racing the wheels off the cars at the moment.
Yeah, they are.
Jason's absolutely thrashing this, trying to get up to them.
And Mark Draper's decided he wants to start racing now as well. Let's go on to these two because this might be a cataclysmic end to the race. Lots of curb. Is he going to get a drag race out of this or not? No, he's not. Stephen Walker takes the win. Unbelievable racing. Unbelievable.
Stephen.
I'm going to leave these guys because these two are still going. And Jason Haddington really isn't that far behind, 3 seconds.
No,
So-
well, Jason wouldn't have been happy to be getting capped, let me tell you.
No. And if these two come together here, like that-ish, he could get a position very quickly. Where is he? There he is. So not this time.
Going through the chicane very nicely, though.
He did. Ooh.
Oh
no, not very happy maybe that he didn't get back past Roger. I don't know.
We should be happy after a drive like that. It was fantastic racing. That was
Certainly was.
great to watch.
Crikey, that was amazing, that.
I think that's one of the best sprint races I've seen.
I agree.
Because that was unpredictable. Normally it's the drive away for the guy who sets the fastest lap. He just gets in the front and drives away with a decent start. But no, that was a fantastic race, unpredictable, exciting. That the combination of the new drivers fitting in with the ones that are well up to speed who raced last week, it's threw in an exciting element of unexpected anticipation. We didn't know what was going to happen, and we still don't know what's going to happen. And I'm really looking forward to the feature, Pete. Crikey.
Sorry, we're going to have to view this one because I don't know. Has Fiona ended up with a broken car? I'm not sure. Or run out of fuel. One of the two is true.
Run out of fuel.
So Rog is pushing round. Sorry, David Ayres says...
Teammate services.
It's Kevin
Mr. Ayres will be proud.
Oh, she didn't get round. That's sad. So Kevin Bloody Wilson, Santa Claus... The Santa Claus, right. I know who you're talking about now. Yes, yeah. Alice, who the choice word is Alice. Absolutely. Right, okay.
I'm still none the wiser, thankfully, but I'm very pure and innocent.
We'll go with angelic, shall we? We'll try angelic, yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah. Stephen Walker brought home all the honours in round 15, but only just.
Look at that.
That's class. Sam Blease came home second for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing, but I think he desperately wanted first. Jason Landry finished third for Impulse Racing and rounds out the podium, and that was a hard fought Jason Landry third place, I think, because he was under loads of pressure at the start.
Yes, from behind and in front.
Yeah.
Fantastic performance actually by him.
It must have been so tempting to overdrive that car.
Yeah, plucky, good racing, good points he scored for himself, and he did what he needed to do for the psychology of the thing. He actually closed the gap.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just laughing because Fiona in the chat on YouTube has said that she ran out of bang water. That's quite funny. I've never heard that before. That's good. That's really funny. Jamie Jeffrey finished fourth for Coupes and Convertibles race. I'm going to be giggling about that for hours. Bang water. That's class. Fifth was Mark Draper for SRL. Jamie Wilson finished in sixth for Team Chimera. That's a really good result there because he was dropping off the back of that group quite rapid. Carl Hardy, first time out in the Audi this season, finished seventh for Safeguard by result. Chris Needham in his first race back with us for Airsmart Racing finished eighth. Ninth was Tony Walker in his first race back. Marcel, I'm laughing about it again now. Marcel Frick finished 10th. Oh dear, I am terrible.
Go big, honestly.
I know. 11th was Roger Morton for Safeguard by result in his first race back. 12th for Arnaud Shinoni for Airsmart Racing 2. I'm going to stop saying first race back because they're all basically back again. Jason Haddington 13th for Airsmart Racing. Emerson Gowdan 14th. Obviously something happened at the start of the last race for him. And Fiona 15th, getting pushed around the track but didn't quite make it round. Because she ran out of bang water. That's just too funny, that, very, very funny.
Really, that was a great race. And I think everybody must have enjoyed that.
Yes, yeah. Right, my experience of pit stops here is not good. My own personal experience, that is. I have, in different races, missed my pit box completely and looked in my rearview mirror and seen my pit boy busy waving his flag at me. That's not a euphemism. I have crashed into the pit wall coming into pit road twice. I don't do well here, Alan, at pit stops.
But that surprises me a bit because it's a fairly straightforward pit entry and a short pit lane. I normally manage this one quite well as long as I get slowed down in time.
It narrows up quickly for me. Let's just watch this. I found out that I could reverse this a little while ago. So watch this. He's at full chat here, and he flies. It's that white one on the right there that gets me every bloody time.
Right. Yes, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I tend to be making a slower entry than that generally.
Do you indicate as well?
I use hand signals still,
Roger not happy with his start off that last race. He's done a lap of practice starts, which is brilliant because that's the only way you get better at it, isn't it? To practice.
Yeah, and it does have such an important consequence in this race coming up.
Yes.
The start is really important. You can do yourself a lot of good with a good start.
Yeah, David Ayres says that Kevin Bloody Wilson is a good musician and singer. Maybe we should both have a look at what Kevin Wilson's got to offer, because we're both very musically minded.
We should.
Yeah.
Mr. Wilson, never heard of him. So, yeah.
Yeah. Right, let's have a look at what's going on here.
Oh, you really haven't got the hang of that curve.
No, I know, it's a bit of a lethal curve. I'm just going to top up my medicine here.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, are you doing yours as well?
Yes, I'm just, I'll lower the level of this medicine while I'm speaking.
Right, I'm going to have to go to grid in a second, because we are setting off on a new adventure, which is the feature race, 40 minutes. And your poleman will be Arnaud Chenonnier. I'm going to give you first names only, because I've got to get through it quick. Roger Morton off on the front row next to him. Marcel Frick in third. Tony Walker fourth. Chris Needham fifth. Carl Hardy sixth. Seventh will be Jamie Wilson. Eighth will be Mark Draper. Jamie Jeffrey ninth. Jason Landry 10th. Sam Blees 11th. Last time out, the winner Stephen Walker goes off 12th. I need to find a button to press. There we go. 13th will be Jason Kiley Haddington. Emerson Gowdown will be 14th, and Fiona Siddons will round out the field. Guess who we're waiting on? Sam Blees. Oh, flashing lights. What the hell's that about, Roger? Stop it, Carl.
Roger's going to be after the... he wants that. Now we know why he was practicing.
Lights.
Good start required.
Yeah. Oh, there's someone jumped the start back there. I don't know who it was. I think it may well have been Jason Landry or Mark Draper. I'm not really sure. Mark Draper taking the farmer's route down the start-finish straight. All sorts going on at the start of this one, Alan.
This is hustle and bustle, scary old start. That corner's deadly.
Arnaud Chenonnier is terrified. He's off down the road as Mark Draper has decided he's going to file himself to the back of the field. I'm not sure what's going... Oh, that's smoke ahead. Smoke ahead.
That?
I don't know. Someone set fire to a car.
Just a bit of sand.
Oh,
there we go. That's Jamie.
That was Jamie Wilson out in the wilderness as Sam Blees picks up a position from Chris Needham. We're going to have to...
Oh, should be okay. That's plenty of room to go off there without damaging your car. So.
Chris Needham not happy though. He's wanting that back already. Oh, crikey! I heard the braking of car, and I don't know why I heard that.
Don't say that. We don't want any broken cars at this stage, because this is way too good and way too promising, to be honest.
Sorry, I was trying to find out. Oh, Carl Hardy, two Audis. The only two in the race have managed to find each other. Why is Carl Hardy so far back? He's 4 places back. Roger Morton's 6 places back. Mark Draper is doing a driver's shame, I reckon. I reckon he jumped the start.
He was the one that jumped, yes.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right. Absolutely.
Right, we'll leave him to sort himself out there. He's going to have a bit of a lonely drive for a while.
Roger, despite his practices, had a disappointing start.
Yeah. I'm not sure why. He looked like he was away. Well, he did actually look like he was away a bit slow. But we'll see what happened with that. Oh, hang on. Right, Marcel Frick has decided he wants points. And the way you get points here is to lead a lap. So he's having a go at Arnaud. Arnaud's on the wide line. We saw that was good for Carl earlier.
And, get around this, sweet. This is lovely driving by these guys. They're close, but
10
they're
wide.
keeping it clean.
10 wide. It's like a race at Daytona. A little helping hand. Jamie Jeffrey, you legend. Round the outside in the chicane.
And, and helping his friends on as well.
Oh, and Jason Landry getting shuffled back a bit. And look who's floating towards him as well. We've got Stephen.
Contact. Yeah.
Jason Landry just keeping Tony Walker out of the corner a little bit, but Tony's managed to hold that, and that's excellent driving from Tony Walker. His brother is behind Jason, or he was behind Jason Landry. Sam Blease is now going to overtake because Stephen got a bag full of curb going through Old Hairpin.
Oh, well, Stephen's hooked up with Sam, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So, let's see what happens with those two. They're going to work together.
Yeah, I would think so.
Absolutely certain they'll work together.
Let me see if this works. Yes, it does. Let me see if this works, because in this race, it's worth seeing that, according to SDK, the battle for first place is for the first 12 cars. We are 3 laps in. Whoa, good grief.
Well, it's looking great. I mean, it's lovely for Arno and Marcel, because they're at the front of the race.
They are.
And there's Jamie. He wants to get past them because I think he thinks he could make a meaningful gap if he can get in front. I'm pretty sure he will have a bit of extra pace over the chaps in front of him.
Yeah, I think he's got a chance of winning if he can get a gap over some of these other guys.
He needs to get away now.
Yeah.
He needs to be able to get by while he's got... Because his gap's closing, and that's...
Sam Blease utterly sideways coming through Old Hairpin. Fastest lap of the race. Mark Draper all on his own back here after jumping the start. Oh, Roger and we've got a safeguard multi-21 going on there. And Emerson Gowdan, no such problems from the first race. Very racy in the second. Look at how he just done that. That's beautiful.
Wasn't it?
Well done, sweet. Emerson. That's lush.
Yeah, that was an irresistible pass.
It really was. And here goes Jamie Jeffrey on, well, nearly. He got so much curb he was completely airborne there.
Ooh.
This is the new iRacing flight sim if you're Jamie Jeffrey. And that is Jason Haddington overtaking Roger. Nearly.
What's going on?
Nearly.
Well, I was at... Roger would have at least... would have Jason's pace. So
yeah, Roger got well out of shape there, though.
Yes, he did. I think he's got a car issue, don't you?
Possible, yeah.
Well, the way his car went jerked off.
Jamie Jeffrey there, that was poetry. He straightened out the steering, let the momentum carry him past the car in front of him. Very, very nice. And in fact, Jason Landry did the exact same move on Tony Walker on the next corner.
Yeah, well, Jamie needed to get by. It's great this is he's got by now, because he can try and strengthen his lead just a little bit while he's got just a bit of time, because, you know, Jason's not going to be locked.
Yeah, another music reference. The Walker brothers have arrived, so they are on the same bit of tarmac. Chris Needham wants through, and all he can see is the word Walker in front of him in duplicate.
Well, I hope he hasn't lost his loving feeling where it was at least.
Very nice, very nice. Love it. That's excellent. Music reference extraordinaire. Right, Mark Draper out of last place after his punishment going through pit road. Oh, right, now we have got a proper race for second place. Oh my God, I thought Arno was history. oh no! So that's Marcel and Jason Landry having a bit of a
the cars are okay. Oh dear, I hope his car's okay.
I think they will be. It was more of like a hug.
Yes, it looked like a low impact collision, didn't it?
It did. Let's have a look at this from above. So all sorts of heated battles going on. There was a tag there. That set the whole thing in motion, really. And then, yeah, I don't think Jason did anything wrong at all. I don't think Marcel did either, if I'm being honest. Maybe he turned in a bit sharp. I don't know. We're going to have another look at it, because it's such a dramatic...
He had a car in front of him, didn't he? It was totally a racing incident, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. I'm just going to watch Marcel now to see what happened, because he got a tag there. He had to slow up.
Yeah, that slowed him up.
And then, yeah, he's probably come back too sharp, not been aware of the car on his inside enough.
Yeah.
certainly Jason Landry will feel a little bit cheated, but that's the way racing goes sometimes. It's not like we see these sort of scraps all the time. Jamie Wilson,
No,
why are you...
risky overtake as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just there. Because he lost control of his car when he got whacked, didn't he? Clearly he didn't.
Yeah, and again, I don't think Jason hit anything at all.
No, so hopefully his car's fine.
But he is third off last now.
It doesn't matter. With his pace, this makes for a fascinating drive back.
Yeah, I mean...
As long as his car's okay.
We're only 8 minutes in. There's still,
we're only 8 minutes in, exactly.
Half an hour or more to go. And a pit stop to go.
You can catch them.
Yeah. No takers to pit road other than Naughty Boy Draper, who jumped the start.
Jamie!
Yeah.
That's a cracking lap.
That is stunning, isn't it, for this point in the race?
Yeah, just when you needed it, out in front, done his best lap, and first way into the beautiful purple lap for him. Yeah.
And I tell you what, you've got to salute Arnaud Chenonnier. He is...
Yeah, he's hanging on, isn't he?
Second place and still doing really good lap times, to be fair.
Well, he's doing a great job for Jamie at the moment.
Yeah, he might be on the CCR payroll at the end of this.
Well, I'm hoping he's going to get a bottle of pop for Christmas or something, because he's doing a grand job, and I'm pretty sure they would be closing quicker if Arnaud wasn't there.
Yes.
He's definitely holding them up a little bit.
Well, it's like Battle of the Elantras, this, isn't it? So we've got Elantras in first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Then an Audi in the form of Carl Hardy.
This is a good track for the Elantra, though.
Yes. Oh, actually.
I can speak from experience in that one.
Sam Blease has managed to get round the outside of Arnaud Chenonnier there at Redgate. You know what sounds like? He's another one with the miracle overtaking button on his dash. I don't know. Oh,
I've seen these miracle buttons.
So Jason Landry has decided, do you know what? I'm going to take this as an opportunity to try and undercut as many as possible if I can. It's difficult when you're that far down the field, but he will now be in free air for a very long time.
So he took his fuel. And did he take a fast repair, do you think?
Oh, he will have done, yeah, just in case.
Yeah, because I'm just wondering if he didn't have a little bit of damage that might have persuaded him to take the early pit stop.
Yeah, I mean, he's 7 seconds away from Fiona at the minute, is Jason Landry, as these four go at it. Oh, actually, we've got Marcel Frick to the pits, who was part of the Frick-Landry phenomenon. As this is Stephen Walker going around the outside of Arnaud not at Old Hairpin, at Redgate again. Arnaud's not going to like that particular corner, Alan. He's been overtaken around the outside twice in 2 laps.
Yes, and it's not an easy place to get by somebody either.
No. Marcel Frick comes out just behind Fiona, and not that far behind, much delayed, is Jason Landry. Look at this.
He will have his racing boots on now.
Yeah. So this is a 6-car battle for second place now. Mostly Elantras, apart from Carl Hardy, who is flying the Audi flag.
And he wouldn't have been in the Elantra anyway, would he? He would have been in the...
He'd have been in the Veloster.
The baby brother.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in the pits. That's what he is.
He is. Emerson... Oh, no, it wasn't Emerson, was it? It was Tony Walker. Tried to get as much tow as he could for as long as he could there, as Carl peeled off into pit road. Right, Emerson, the next Audi.
Yes. Emerson's closing in, isn't he? He's doing a good drive here. This is a good drive, very determined effort.
And
Mark as well, who's picked up his because
he's the fastest car on track again.
Yeah, it was tough having to do a drive-through, and you know, he did his drive-through, respected the rules, and it's the same as Jason. He's in Fight Back City.
Yes. But he's got a bag full of free air. And he's got a tow at the minute because there's Fiona. Oh, hang on. So, look at these two back together again. Get a room, boys, will you? This is Sam and Stephen. Sam breaking the tow down the straight there.
Nobody's holding anything back at the moment, Pete, are they?
Not at the moment, no. Let's go back and have a look at what Roger's doing here behind Jason. They're going to get on terms with one another at turn 1, maybe. Not yet. Funny line through there for Roger. It's a bit shallow going in.
We're keeping pace with Jamie.
Yes.
So they've got good pace if they're keeping up with Jamie.
Absolutely. Who's that taking a dive there? Is that Tony Walker? That was a bold move and very nicely executed, or a very good attempt at least. Very controlled. I like it.
Get used to seeing. I'm not blasé about it, but I've become accustomed to seeing so much good driving. The standard of driving is generally so high that you don't really notice it anymore, because it's when somebody does something that's ordinary that you notice it.
Yeah, Tony Walker, brilliant pit stop entry.
That's the way to do it, Pete. Did you see his clock his technique there? Because that would do your power good.
Thanks for that, Alan. Just rub that in a little bit deeper, will you? Jason Haddington in pit road behind Tony there.
That was sweet the way he went in there. Sweet as the nut. Goodness, he
really
swept around
was.
that corner. He wasn't going to hit that right on wall. Never in a million years.
No. Sam Blease.
Well, Sam's trying to drop his friend.
Yeah. And trying to catch this boy. So, Jamie Jeffrey.
He probably wants to do both equally, I would say.
Yeah.
Both of them would satisfy him immensely, because much as they're good mates, they're racers to the core.
Oh, without a doubt.
You don't got any friends on the racetrack, and there's no mates prices on the track.
No, and Stephen will probably benefit from a bit of tow at the minute.
Do we know how much driving he's been doing recently? He's been having...
He's one of those people, Alan, that you think he could be away for 10 years and just turn up and win. He's one of those...
Oh, yes. You're right, actually, because he's a very classy, considered driver.
Yeah, he really is. The gap to the leader, who is Jamie Jeffrey, is 3.4 seconds right now. We're going to have to keep an eye on that, see if it starts to...
That's definitely under threat.
Yeah, I think so, because these guys are so fast.
Yes. I guess Jamie will be hoping that, Sam's mirrors are full. And maybe that will cost him a couple of tenths a lap.
Yeah.
Having to just be a bit more aware of his line. He knows that if he gets anything out of line at all, Stephen will be past him like a dose of salts.
Yeah.
It's probably a little bit of indirect hope with Jamie. But he's got his work cut out to maintain this gap. I always expect to see that diminishing now. Now there's no traffic between them at all. He's inside. You know what it's like when somebody's inside? It's not good, is it?
No, it's not. It really isn't.
The gaps close very quickly.
I think they've taken a second out of the lead in a lap. I might be wrong. Anyway, Jason Landry, just checking in on him on his recovery drive. He's 3 seconds away from Marcel Frick. And then he's got a few cars in reasonably quick succession and a whole bunch of them in front of them yet to pit, who might just filter straight past him. So we'll have to keep an eye on what happens with Jason Landry. I don't think it's going to be Such a bad day for him because he's that fast. Right.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's a fascinating thing for him to try, because it is a track where he can make. If once he's caught up with somebody, it's not going to take him too long to get by.
No.
He's just got that basic pace here, and there's places where he can get by on this circuit.
God.
So he won't get held up by the track.
Jamie Wilson's fillings
the
are
thing
now
is,
on the floor of his car, by the way. He took that much curb, it just shook them all out.
the thing is, Jamie's driving out of his skin at the front. He's putting in cracking good lap times.
Mm-hmm.
And he's pulling the best out of Sam and Stephen. So he might be able to close the gap, but it's going to be a tenth or two per lap. And I'm just wondering if he's getting it. I don't think he's going to have the time, maybe.
It's not often that I've led races on iRacing. And when I have, I've always found it so much more difficult to lead a race than to chase the guy that was leading. Keeping focus is one of my worst things. And not succumbing to the pressure of cars that could take my lead away no matter how big it was. It's just too much for me sometimes, you know.
Well, for one thing, neither you or I spend an awful lot of time at the front of a race. So we never really get this chance to become accustomed and familiar with it.
Very true.
And, you know, controlling the race from the front is a learned art. It's a learned skill. These people don't just get to the front of races and the Brums are doing that straight away, maintaining gaps and keeping their lap times together. You know, this is learned. And, we don't spend enough time to actually leading races to actually get good at it, Pete.
No, you're absolutely right. Roger Morton into pit road. He started on the front row. Let's see where everybody else is. So a few people passing him at the moment, including Jason Landry.
If you can hook in behind Jason, that would suit him very well.
Yeah, you get a mega draft for a period of time. Tony Walker making his way through this group now. Marcel Frick is the car chasing Tony Walker. And then Emerson Gowdan in the Audi on the back of the little group, but with Jason Landry behind him. The lead of the race has gone out a bit, so Jamie Jeffrey has stretched out that lead ever so slightly.
I think he's driving out of his skin, and it has come down a tenth, but you know he's absolutely pedal to the metal. He can't drive any faster. This is as fast as Jamie Jeffrey can drive it, I can assure you. He's leaving nothing in the tank.
No, definitely not. His last lap time was 4/10 faster than these two. And that's saying something significant.
That's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. He's driving out of his skin, the lad is.
Yeah, Emerson Gowdan, when he's not got a penalty to serve like he had in the first race, very, very racy. Liking the behaviour of this Audi in his hands.
Yeah. Well, I would have said that this is a circuit that, you know, if anything's going to suit the Audi, this would probably suit the Audi.
Yeah. And look at that. Jason Landry's just munched up the gap to these cars.
Because they're supposed to be good on straight line speed, aren't they, the Audis? And you get the chance around here to actually use a bit of that.
Oh, definitely, yeah. It was the Civic, wasn't it, that ended up topping out on the straights?
Yeah.
Look at that. Whoa. How do you do that? That was just brilliant through coppice from Jason Landry. Ooh, bit of a touch. Little reminder that he's there, bit of another touch. Stays alongside. What beautiful driving from the pair of them. That's excellent.
Welcome to the series.
Yeah.
Oh,
Audi's good on brakes. There's lots and lots of door banging.
This is brilliant.
They are on the ragged edge, these two. I know Emerson's quick.
He's also very racy.
He very much is, yeah. Was an absolute talent the last time he was racing in our leagues. They've lost the two in front because of all that. The two in front have just decided, you boys keep scrapping back there.
Yeah.
That's fine with us.
Well, yes. It's not good for Jason's fight back through the field, but I imagine his adrenaline and the ears on his short ears are actually standing on end now.
Yeah.
The excitement of it, because that is a lot of fun what he's just been doing.
I think so. Yeah. Hopefully there was giggles going on and they're not getting angry.
Yeah, you could tell by the cars that was just absolutely, they were enjoying that.
At the very front, somebody's just took half a second out of Jamie Jeffrey. So the lead is now down to 2.5 seconds.
That's a fast lap by Sam.
Isn't it just? That's crazy. That's a quality lap. So Jason Landry sets off now after the two Elantras in front of him, who are fighting, by the way.
Yeah, they look like teammates, but they're not. It's just the thingy paint, isn't it?
Council paint. They've not got a livery of their own, so they get issued with a council one. BSTV's own. They can use it in whatever they race if they wish to. It's free advertising for us. Oh, and that was a very nice pit lane entry for Jimmy Wilson.
Yeah, they're all giving that right-hand wall a big amount of space.
Why did nobody tell me this? You know, why?
Yeah, well, you know now, matey.
Why the big secret, yeah?
Yeah, no, I am with you because I'm pretty sure I've hit it as well.
Right.
I can't sit here and feel smoke, not with my pit lane entries.
Jamie's going to come out, I think, alongside Emerson go down.
This is a terrible pit lane to exit.
Yeah, it is.
That's the only time it's terrible, you know, cars are coming up really quickly and you're exiting, there's not room to get up to pace.
Jamie Wilson might think he's in second place at the minute. I mean, he's Jason
So used to seeing
Jason Landry around the track. He's like, hey, right, okay, I'll have that.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to break the news to him in a minute. So we're still waiting for the top 6 cars to pit because Jamie Jeffrey is leading this race. I think he's about to come up on the back of Fiona and put a lap on Fiona. Neither of them have pitted. So this will be a blue flag for Fiona Siddons.
Yes, and it's
Oh, and a little indicator from Jamie to Fiona to say, I'm coming, and I am the race leader. And she has done the perfect thing. Well done, Fiona. Stays offline. Will do the same for the cars behind, no doubt. Very, very smart driving.
Well, a good place to get caught as well.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, not in any tight turns, on the straights. And these guys will appreciate the fact that she's responded to those blue flags.
Yeah, it's courteous driving.
Very.
What would I expect?
No. Oh, right. Stephen Walker has broken with the tradition of the top 3 and has absolutely nailed it into pit lane.
Well, you know what Stephen's like for fuel saving? Perhaps he's thinking. Oh, because they're very close now. They're getting very close to Jamie. Sam's got his eye on him.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what was going on with the timing tower there. When Stephen Walker entered the pits, it put him in first place. It was weird. Never mind.
Wow. He probably wants to be on first place when he comes out, not when he's going in.
Yeah, he's out in a lot of fresh air, which is brilliant for Stephen Walker. Very nicely done.
Yeah, well, you'd expect it. He manages racers like the master he is.
Yeah.
I think I would probably have to go into recuperation if I saw Stephen make a mistake in a pit stop.
Yeah.
That set me back. Sam's still chucking in the purple ones. I don't know who's finding these consistent 111 threes.
I know.
That is some fast lapping, and
Yeah.
he keeps chucking them in.
Yeah. Fiona's joined pit road now for her scheduled stop. So the top 5 have still not pitted. It's Jamie Jeffrey, Sam Blease. Not massively apart anymore.
3.5 tenths, but it just shows you the kind of quality we're talking. We're talking about gaps of like 2 or 3 tenths between the drivers. That's going to decide races. It decides races.
It really does.
It's astonishing.
Oh, and Sam Blease is taking liberties with the track limits.
Well, he's really trying to press on, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he shouldn't be worried. Sure, he's not worried about getting past Jamie, is he? Does he think Jamie's going to give him a hard time?
Jamie's a very difficult car to pass. As Jamie Wilson could probably write you a small, when I say small, yeah, tome of writing about how difficult it is to get past Jamie Jeffrey. And probably likewise the opposite way as well.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Full of racecraft.
Right.
Sam's done. Oh, he's done it. Has he got in? Is that a 2? I can't see. Yes, it is. He's done it. 1:11.2.
Oh, yeah. Broken that little window, hasn't he?
Yeah, and that's early because normally he would start. Now, will we see Jason pick up the gauntlet for the fastest lap?
That's a good point.
If he's not going to get into a podium position, he might well want that fastest lap.
He's going to go to the right here into the. Ooh, he's going to end up getting pinched.
Oh.
Fiona got out of the way. Oh. And that's Tony Walker. Exit stage left. He's managed to recover it quickly.
Yeah. That's good. That's good, Tony. You got that back nicely.
Yeah.
Car's okay.
Let's have a look at that from above, because I can see what's happened. Jason's popped out. He's seen a back marker. He's seen a car on pit road exit.
Oh.
And Tony's moved.
Just a fraction, wasn't it? Just a fraction.
Yeah, and that's all it can take sometimes. Let's have a look at it just here. Yeah, both turning. I think there was a bit of solid air, but not much. Enough maybe to make a difference. Right, let's go back live running. Mark Draper has pitted, and he is the second to last car to pit. Sam Blease is still out there with no pit stops to his name.
Sam's in the lead.
Sam's in the lead at the minute, but Yo's is a pit stop.
Yo's is a pit stop though, yeah.
Yeah. Pit stops.
The gap's 25 seconds.
The gap is 25 seconds. And we're about to see if he can retain the lead here.
Yes. That seems like a big gap. 25 seconds.
It does, doesn't it? What the hell? It seems like... Oh, crikey. There's all sorts of battles just boiled. And I'm not entirely sure why. I think it's cars coming out of the pits on the previous lap have found people to race with.
Yeah, everybody's been in now, haven't they?
Yeah. Sam Blease has come out just in front, and I mean just in front, of Jamie Jeffrey, and
yes,
he's saved all his time in the stationary portion of the pit stop phase.
I had a feeling about that one. Yeah. I had a feeling about that.
Now, I wonder if Jamie Jeffrey's got anything to have a put back.
Well,
as Sam Blease
he's gritty and determined. He's not gonna give up. And we know Sam's got the edge of pace. He managed to close the gap with some fantastic, scintillating laps. Got into the 11.2s, which is stunning driving by Sam.
Yeah, definitely.
And so he's pinched the lead, but Jamie's full of fight, and he's in second step on the podium, and he's getting very comfortable with the podium.
Yeah.
after last week, he's thinking, oh, I like these podium steps. They rather suit me.
Yeah, I'll step up a few of them actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tony
What
Walker.
it's like on the top one, he's thinking.
Yeah. Tony Walker very much delayed now. Trying to put a move on Emerson, who is very fast. You know that.
Yeah. Well, it's great that Tony's up there racing with somebody as quick as that, and really getting stuck into him. That's fantastic driving by Tony. Well done, matey.
Let's just jump on board and see if he's got any handling issues. Steering wheel looks okay. Tyres might be red hot from being turned, or getting across the front of another car.
Oh, apex beautifully.
Yeah, that was nice. And he's gaining on the Audi in front of him. Of Emerson go down. Oh, that's a lovely, lovely amount of momentum that he's got here. Is he going to manage to get underneath him?
Surely he's got the pace.
Yeah, but oh yes, he has. Good grief!
Oh, word.
Emerson had to get out the gas for whatever reason.
Yeah, he had to give a little lift, didn't he?
Yeah, and here comes. Oh, I thought that was weird. I thought Emerson had a massive run on him there.
Oh, if he's going to get run, this is the place where it'll show.
Yep. Another battle just ahead, actually, which is Mark Draper. Emerson's not done it now. Mark Draper on Arnaud Chenonnier. Arnaud's having a great race. Mark Draper.
Everybody's having a great race.
Yeah.
Except for maybe for my friend Roger. Who,
yeah, he's a bit down. Yeah.
Mind you, he's in front of Kylie, so.
Oh yeah.
And well, what can I say? His pace is good. His pace is good.
Arnaud and Mark Draper follow each other off the track there. Oh god. Oh, phew. Oh, so many swear words I nearly said. Oh, dearie me. It's a family show. David Ayres, this is from ages ago. It says it's a rule in the results table that lights must be flashed on the grid just to upset me. Well, as long as you're alright absorbing the penalties that I dish out as a result of it, then that's fine. Ooh. Oh no, tried to scare Mark Draper. It'll take more than that because Mark Draper's a wily character. And he's about to get a run here. He's on the wrong side though. Although we've seen a few overtakes around the outside of turn 1.
Well, that's because people are great at getting on the apex and holding the line.
Yeah, look at
tight
that
line through there, and you don't want to do that to me because I can't hold that tight line through there, and then you're going to find yourself out on the grass if you do that with me, because I'm just going to go sideways, I'm afraid.
Mark Draper takes the sacrificial 1x in order to stay. Who is that that's closing? It's Marcel.
Whoa!
Marcel Frick is in the thick of this now as well.
This is fantastic. Well, I hope Marcel's enjoying the racing because he should be.
Yeah.
He's driving really well, and he's been in the thick of it, hasn't he? He's running ninth. That's a great position.
He did all right in the V8s the other day as well.
Yes, he did, didn't he? He drove very well.
Very well. Yeah.
Consistent, good consistent driving. And it picks you up really quick if it was new to it, because that's a tough old car to pick up.
I know. I couldn't
drive it very well.
I couldn't believe what I was watching with him. He just seemed to be instantly good, and that's very, very rarely the case in a V8.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a real
very rare.
Oh, it's an iconoclast because it's famous that you've got to learn it. It's a really demanding, and because of that, immensely satisfying car to drive.
Yep.
You're getting what you put out.
3 minutes to go.
3 minutes? What? Is that all?
Yeah.
I demand more time.
Yeah. Jason Landry does as well, because he's shaved 3 seconds off the gap in front of him to Carl Hardy, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think.
Good.
No favouritism here, folks. Honest, Gov. So your leader at the minute is Sam Blees. He's stretched out a bit of a lead. Jamie Jeffrey is in second place, so as long as nothing changes for him, he will get another podium this week.
Yeah.
Stephen Walker is in third place.
Oh, I do hope he gets this. He deserves that second step. He really does deserve it.
He's not as fast as the car behind him. Stephen Walker is turning faster.
Well, yeah, I imagine that Jamie's getting a bit tired now. He's been right on the ragged edge for the whole of the race, really. He's been, been chased and had to. It's just been a fantastic, spectacular performance by him. He does. I mean, he hung on for so long, didn't he?
He did, yeah, and looked like he was going to have a potential to win this race. But we'll see how it pans out. Chris Needham is currently in fourth with Carl Hardy.
Fantastic drive. Yeah. He's returned to the league as well.
I know.
And Chris will be familiar with this circuit, and we know he's a good driver and very experienced. But I think that's a mighty performance to come in ahead of Carl on his first race back.
You'll notice Barney there is already waving that flag. We are on the last lap.
So I'm still churning purple.
I know,
11.24 now.
Purple laps just kind of ooze out of the pores of his skin, don't they? It's a very strange concept.
Well, I'm pleased to see it because Sam's had his troubles in the last few weeks. Yeah. It's not been all smooth sailing for the lad, and
no, he's had a rough ride, hasn't he?
He's he's come up smelling of roses tonight in this race, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And he's proving the point with the fastest laps of the race, which I think is entirely fitting. Because we know every other fast driver out there will be trying to get the fast lap at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
They all try for the fast lap at the end of the race. But Sam's been killing those 11.2s. I don't think has anybody else done the 11.2? I don't remember seeing one.
No, and that is the end of the race, believe it or not. Jamie Jeffrey gets the second place after all of that. Stephen Walker gets the third on his first race back with us, and Chris Needham in the pointy end as well. Jason Landry, you can only salute because after being assisted away from the track, he's managed to bring it back in sixth place. Jamie Wilson and Mark Draper finished where they started, which is a miracle. And then everybody else...
That doesn't tell the story, does it?
No, it really doesn't. Marcel Frick.
They had to work very hard to stay still.
Yes.
Goodness. They've all had to work hard. Everybody's absolutely driven their heart out tonight.
Yeah. I think the one that fared most sadly was Tony Walker, because I think he could have been finishing much higher up the standings than he's managed to do.
Yes, but he could feel mighty encouraged because he was driving really well.
Yeah.
Well, he was racing really well, wasn't he? He wasn't just driving really well. He was in the thick of it, and great. He had some really good racing nows.
He really
good
did,
to see. Yeah, good to see, and I love it when because we can go back a bit and we can see the way that drivers have improved over time, and it's just I love that. I love it when people put the effort in, the time, and they're dedicated, and they've got such a commitment to our great sim here, and they put the work in, and we see them getting the rewards. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, it is a very good feeling as these guys come cycling round on their cool down lap into Parc Fermé. Bit of light flashing in salute from Sam to Stephen.
Fantastic race. Thank you, chaps. It was another brilliant performance for us.
It really was. I don't know how you managed to get that many cars through that little pit lane entry there without everybody.
You can't get one through it.
No, I can't. Shocking, isn't it?
No, I think we've broken your curse now, to be honest.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I don't.
I think, oh goodness. I think you were sailing through there in the future. You're just instinctively going to know.
I don't know what the screen's on. There we go. Right. So we've got that set
Mm.
up, ready for that. Oh no, I don't do that yet, do
Get
I?
me
No.
slow-mo going.
Yeah, we'll do the slow-mo while I do the results. So, where's they gone? Oh, there. Sam Blees won the feature race after all of that. Round 16 at Donington National for the BSTV TCR Challenge Cup. Jamie Jeffrey managed to keep hold of second place for coupes and convertibles racing. Yet another podium finish for Jamie Jeffrey. What a talent he is turning out to be this season. Stephen Walker finished third on his first race back with us, and gets the bottom step of the podium. Fantastic result. Chris Needham finished fourth for Air Smart Racing. Carl Hardy was fifth for Safeguard by Result. Sixth was Jason Landry for Impulse Racing. Jamie Wilson was seventh for Team Chimera. Mark Draper finished eighth for SRL, with ninth being Marcel Frick. 10th was Arnaud Chenonnier for Air Smart Racing 2. 11th was Tony Walker. Emerson Garan finished in 12th. Roger Morton finished in 13th for Safeguard by Result. 14th was Jason Haddington for Air Smart Racing. And Fiona Siddons was 15th, classified one lap down for Spiro by Result.
I've already finished. Lovely.
I know. That's unbelievable, that.
That's grand.
Let's go and find where everybody is.
I thought I'd have a lovely night because Donington very rarely lets anybody down. Even if you're driving here or watching a race, or you're actually at the track because it's my local circuit and I get to go. It's always a lovely place. It's a great place to visit and watch a few races. But it's a wonderful track to race on.
It is.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, and one of the first people into the booth tonight, whether he wanted to or not, is first race back with us, Roger Morton. Good evening.
Oh.
Hi, chaps. How we doing?
Oh,
hello,
very
Roger.
well. We're doing all right, aren't we, Alan?
Yeah, matey. We've been it's been a fantastic, spectacular evening, mate. Absolutely brilliant. Everybody's been eyeballs out, haven't they? Crikey, it was a busy old night for you on there.
It was, yeah, it definitely was. I think I was impressed with my pacing, is that I haven't driven the TCR for so long, so the consistency is a lot better than it ever used to be. But I think the Clio's helped me with that. So yeah, just need to try and find that few more tenths a lap, and I should be hopefully closer to the quicker guys.
Yeah, well, you're well in there now, though, Roger, aren't you? You're not. You and Kylie were having a good old. It looks like you're having fun on the racetrack, which is why we're here. And you're such a good driver these days. Your racing has come on so much that I'm looking forward to next season and seeing how you get on in the Pro-Am. I am. I'm looking forward to that a great deal.
But I'll be pros, Alan.
Yeah, he could be with some of the racing tonight. You and Arnaud Chenonnier in that first race were needed almost to be surgically removed from one another.
Yeah, that was a good race, was that? Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully you both enjoyed it. It was very, very door-to-door stuff for quite a number of laps, and on one lap I think I counted 6 turns that you were side by side, unbroken. That's just phenomenal.
Yeah, well, we've raced together for a while now. Even though we've been away, we've been racing elsewhere together. So it's like we know what we like together. We trust each other. Yeah, we did all right. I think we put on a good show for you guys, and so yeah, and same with Jason. We had a few good guys. I just couldn't catch the rest of the pack up. I was just trying. I was getting quicker and quicker, but I just made that little bit of error, which lost me a couple of tenths. And
your times were good, Rog. You were in the 12s. It was your lap times were good. They were consistent.
I did some practice at weekend. I was in 12s regularly. I thought, yeah, I think I'll do all right here. And forgot how quick these lot are here.
Well, I think still think 12s is very good. Is very good lap.
Oh, yeah.
And there weren't that many people in the 11s.
No, I think the
So
top
I think
6.
you can be well happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you've shone some great light upon yourself tonight, Roger. Next time out, we're at Summit Point. I think quite a lot of people have done Summit Point Death in their rookie seasons.
Yeah.
Yep. How'd you go there? Do you think you'll be all right around Summit Point?
I don't actually know if I've ever driven a TCR on there or not. But
Do you know what?
I
I'm
know
not sure I have. I probably have, but
yeah,
when I
I
say
know the
drive
circuit
it,
well.
pushed it round probably knowing me. Um, but I think you've done extremely well tonight. That you got a what did you get in your first race? I've forgotten. I only said it.
11th, I think.
11th, yeah. Just 1.5 seconds ahead of Arnaud Chenonnier, and then in the second race, you kind of got muscled about a bit at the start with some of those faster cars. Actually, no, you didn't. You were right at the front there and holding your own for quite a long time.
No, I had a bad start.
You had a bad start, if you remember.
Yeah.
I used to be alright at gridding this car, but for some reason I just can't gate. That's why I was doing a lot of practicing in the wall. Well, then it didn't go to plan. I just lit the wheels up and I thought, oh god.
So that's somebody else that uses the word gate for the start of a race. I use that, but that's because I like speedway.
Yeah, it's just something we've always used in grass tracking that we're doing.
Grass tracking.
Grass track, of course. Right, that makes sense now. That's fine. The world has settled itself down in my head. Yeah, I like grass track as well. No, great stuff. Yeah, let's hope you bring that performance with you to the next race at Summit Point. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
You boys for putting on a good show every week. The team result, they're amazing, and just everybody that has been on track tonight. It's good to be back.
Brilliant stuff. In that case, you've got a few days to start practicing for the next one. It's great to have you back, and if you carry on driving like that, the rest of the season is going to be blinding from our perspective. Roger Morton, everybody.
Yeah, nice one, Rog.
Cheers, boys.
He's a nice bloke, isn't he?
He's lovely.
Yeah.
He's a very good friend to me.
Yeah, he is a stellar performer on all fronts. I'm not sure what.
He's great. He's a good friend to me in the sim. He's also a good friend to me outside the sim. He's done remarkable things for me. He's come to my house. It's lovely when there's magic associated with having people from my team who come and visit me. It's a real. It's so emotional. You spend hours and hours with these people, and then you get to meet them in the flesh, and you can have a hug, and it's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
You must have had that kind of thing yourself many times, Pete. You actually meet somebody that you've known for years, but you actually met them.
I've had that a few times actually. Meeting up with Clyde for the first time, that was terrifying. And when we had the BSTV barbecue at my house, it was remarkable to literally put a face to somebody you'd only ever heard their voice before. Unfortunately, that involved having wobbly at the house, and some things.
So you found out your address.
Yeah, definitely. Right, let's work through some of these guys because.
Oh, good. Look at that.
I know, yeah. With bigger fields comes a bigger list of people to interview. We are going to bring in another of our returning drivers. Oh, hello. The Wookie, the lucky Wookie. Hopefully he's still donning his lucky underpants. Stephen Walker, good evening.
Oi, oi, Savaloy.
Oi, oi. Resplendent in your Spectre 6 livery. You've doused yourself in glory tonight, really, haven't you? You've got a win in the first race, a third in the second race. What are you thinking of the guys in the field? Because there's a few new faces for you in this, isn't there? A lot that you've raced against before, though.
Yeah, like you say, there's a lot of people that have been around a while. Mark, for one, and I think Chris came back. And when we were in the practice before, everyone seemed to be on a really similar pace, and it kind of went that way in the race. I think the only reason why Sam and I had a gap in the first races just because I think they were doing a bit of overtaking behind. I half could see it, and I was just checking the relative, because obviously I didn't want to crash into the back of Sam into braking zones, but it seemed that way. And then I only really had one good opportunity to overtake Sam, so I thought I better try it. And then we lost a second to the cars behind, but I was like, well, I've got to try it, otherwise why am I here, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was fairly risk free. It just cost me on the exits. It cost me more time than it did Sam, to be fair. But he would have won that race had it not been for the slowdown. It was really unlucky. He was quicker than me, and then I think was it Jason that was behind the impulse guy?
Jason Landry. Yeah. He's quick, isn't he? He's quick.
Yeah, he started to get in the groove once he got into third, and so I was kind of keeping one eye on that. Like, I had okay pace, but I just maybe was I was about a tenth slower. I wasn't expecting to qualify second after I saw the times in practice, so I'll take that. And then on the grid, I was like, I haven't done a start for a while. Just take it easy on me. And then I think I got a better start than Sam.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
to the first corners. So
yeah. You were on the outside line for it, but you made it work.
Had I had a bit more confidence in the cold tyres, it might have worked. But I didn't want to go off, like understeer off, and then end up 5-6 places back. And just wanted to have a good tussle with the guys at the front. Like I say, the only reason why we broke away is because of the overtaken behind. Otherwise, I think we would have all been together, because it was barely a 10. We look at Jamie Jeffries, his times was brilliant as well. I think that's the best I've seen him drive personally.
Honestly, the last I don't know, well, the whole of this season, Jamie Jeffrey has been a man possessed. He's just been brilliant. Yeah, very good this season.
Yeah, it happens. Like, all of a sudden, things will just click when you're in the car, and it's next thing you know, you're going half a second quicker than you've ever have done before, and you don't really know. You don't feel like you're doing anything different, but obviously you must be. But you're not really thinking about it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. Is this the only time we're going to see you this season, or do you think there's going to be more races for you?
To be honest, I haven't looked at the rest of the schedule. I just saw Donny and I was like, I've got to do this, because this is like, it's one of the best tracks. Screw you, Wobbly. It's one of the best tracks in the world, let alone this game. So
absolutely.
That's odd. You just got 6,000 extra points for saying screw you, Wobbly. Don't know. Not sure how that happened, but there you go.
And you have 6,000 for saying that Donington's awesome as well, please.
Oh yeah, 12,000 for Stephen. 12,000.
I don't know. I'll have a look. I just had the opportunity. Things have been fairly hectic recently, and I just needed a bit of a outlet, to be honest. And obviously, I saw it was Donny, and it's always brilliant racing, no matter how many cars are on the grid. So I'm glad a few other people showed up as well. But at the minute, I'm 75% saying I'll be back for next season, and see if I can drag any of my reprobates back with me. My brother was up for this because it's Donny. To be fair, it was him that gave me the idea. He spotted it. He was like, "Oh, it's Donny." I was like, "Oh yeah, should we do about that?" I was like, "Yeah, go on then." It's like Bosch.
Good on him.
Race 2, I forgot that you guys had put the fuel limit to 35 litres, so I only had 30 in the car, so it nearly cost me to fuel save the entire second race nearly.
Right.
I didn't remember until after I'd pitted. The last 2 laps, I realised I had enough fuel, and I thought, can I catch Jamie? It was just a bit too little, too late. But like I say, his pace was brilliant, so he earned that second place.
Yeah, he did very well, and I think so did you. I mean, if you can join us for any of the remaining races, we'd very much appreciate it, because he's such a dynamic addition to the league. And if you can join us for next season, we're going to have Pro-Am next season. I don't know whether you've seen any of that in the chats.
Yeah, I've seen that about it. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we discussed it, didn't we, in the fellowship a couple of seasons ago. We just never had the numbers, but I think it's going to be a very healthy season 15 by the conversations that I'm seeing around the place. But with a win on your first race back, shocking, absolutely shocking.
You cannot say,
oh my God, I was just about to say, you cannot say that was lucky. It's not allowed. You've just been deducted 12,000 points, funnily enough, for that. Next race is Summit Point, and that's a proper Marmite track. There's a lot of people do
Oh,
not
yeah.
like it.
See, there you go. Like that one is a track I despise.
Okay, no Stephen Walker. No Stephen Walker at the next race, everybody. No Stephen Walker. Yeah, okay, fair enough. And then I might as well go through it, seeing as you're here. Then we've got Interlagos. Then we've got Barcelona Historic, which is the one without the silly chicane. And then we've got Red Bull Ring, which is always a blast. So those are the last 3 races, and they're great. Summit Point, I could thoroughly agree with anybody that says it's a bag of pants, because it is. Yeah, I don't like it. So, great racing. Your brother had a little bit of a fracas, we'll say, in the second race, but other than that, he did brilliantly well. I was absolutely stunned by his performance in race 1. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, obviously you guys for still being around and had the opportunity to do the 1-3 race. I think that brings obviously great opportunities for people that might not have necessarily the time to do it. The rest of the guys for still being around and being brilliant, still being brilliant races is the words I was trying to say. Sam and I had a really good battle, I think, in both races really. And yeah, everyone else as well. It was
great seeing you
fun.
back together on the track. It really was a real treat for us, Stephen. It was, and yeah, we want to see more of that.
Yeah, I must admit, in that first race, I had a big grin on my face. Like I say, the track helps, but it's the people that you race that make it more, I guess. And obviously, Sam and I have been racing together a long time against each other and with each other, and we know each other pretty much fairly inside out now.
Absolutely.
So it was good to be back on track with him as well. He's a good lad.
At one point when you were racing, I was saying if you put a sepia film over what we're watching right now, you'd easily think it was 6 seasons ago, because it just felt so familiar and so right. It was just brilliant, and we salute you for that. Thanks for coming and joining us, even if it does end up being just Donington this season. You've given us such a fantastic, entertaining night. Stephen Walker, everybody. Not so lucky, Stephen Walker.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Good night, Stephen.
Awesome.
Yeah,
great to have him. Great to have him.
He's lovely. He's our Stephen. He's a member. He's proper Backfire family.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And next into the booth is also a race winner this evening, Sam Blees, everybody. Good evening, Sam.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening, Sam.
So, over the course and the piece, you are the most successful driver this evening. You got a first in race 2 and a second in race 1, just to confuse me. Your pace tonight was absolutely eye-watering. There was only really Stephen Walker that could take that pace to you. But Jamie Jeffrey certainly gave you a run for your money. Jason Landry was very, very hot on the heels of everybody in the first race. He had a bit of a to-do with another driver in the second race. How was your first race, first of all?
It was brilliant until I got the slowdown.
And we saw it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hadn't done it. I've done quite a lot of laps. I've done quite a lot of practice. I hadn't got a slowdown there all week until that race, and then it happens in the race. Yeah. And then I mean, I'll tell you what, it was good until then. It was better after. It was more fun racing with Stephen and battling him. Yeah. I just wish I'd been able to get past, and obviously I didn't. But yeah, it was fine. It was good racing, and it's good to have Wook back on the track, and he's a cracking driver, so you don't mind giving him one.
Yeah. Well, sorry. What? This is a family show. Careful where you go with that one. But it was Alan that said if it was another driver, he'd have probably made an issue out of the slowdown and made yourself a bit of a blocker. But you two know each other so well that you were off the racing line, keeping well out of his way, knowing that you would end up with a decent race either way.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a lot of. Wook's a good mate. We've raced a lot together. I've got a lot of respect for him, so I'm not going to take the piss. But I was hoping to get it served before the corner and get out of it. So I stayed on the inside, knowing that he would leave me room.
Yeah.
So if I was there, I'd be able to accelerate out, and we might be able to contest the next corner or whatever. As it turned out, he got ahead, and that's fine. And then we had a nice little battle for a couple of laps. So we did. I came up the inside on turn 1, and we had a bit of a battle down the Kramers for I think either the last lap or the lap before the penultimate lap, which was good fun.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't begrudge him the win at all. It's good to have him back, and it's a cracking race. And I made a mistake and he didn't, so fair play to him.
Yeah, and you've wrestled the championship lead away from Miguel now, obviously. His absence for the last couple or 3 races.
I'm good at wrestling people who are ill and then on holiday.
I can't believe...
They're my type of contestants.
Yeah, I can't believe he didn't take his rig with him. I've said it a couple of times now. It's just
it's a lack of commitment.
It's a lack of commitment. There's no dedication. But we'll see what happens when he comes back. And yeah, I think tonight's been an absolute blast. You've only done your championship hopes a fantastic amount of good. I don't think Wookie is coming back for Summit Point because he was very vocal about how much he hates it, and I don't like it either. But
that makes all of us.
How did that one not get swapped out? How did that even happen?
Because Nordschleife. We had to get rid of Nordschleife.
We had to get rid of Nordschleife.
We had too many shit tracks to get rid of.
Sorry, don't tell Alan because it's his favourite track.
Yeah, but
I like Summit Point as well, so I don't care what you say. I love Summit Point. I won 3 races there one night.
I used to like you, Alan.
I love Summit Point. I raced there last week in in one of my cars anyway. Probably I don't know, maybe the Clio, was it? I don't know. It could have been the Mazda. Anyway, it was bloody great.
Well,
to be fair, I think it probably makes for a good race. It's just not a fun... I don't enjoy driving it. I don't enjoy practicing it. I find it too bumpy and a bit...
It's very bumpy, isn't it? Good grief.
Yeah, I think it makes for decent racing. It makes for slightly unpredictable racing, and there's big curbs to hit and stuff. So
it's nostalgia for me because I had such a good time there when I was a rookie. It's a rookie track, isn't it?
Oh, it absolutely is.
I had some great times there, and started to meet people and things. It was So I've got nostalgia for the place.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to take anything faster than TCR there, but I think we can. I'm sure we'll put on a good show.
I'm sure I've done a race around there in IndyCars with Clyde before. That was just ridiculous.
Oh no, crikey!
I'm sure that happened. Maybe I'm just scarred for life.
I've done Skippies there. That was.
Oh yeah, Skippy was good around that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so next time out is Summit Point, and we've got a few good races to the end of the season. How do you fancy your chances of retaining this lead even in this league right to the very end?
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. I think Miguel hopefully will be back next week. Jason's not a million miles away, but I've got the advantage. I think I'm the only person or certainly only of the top 5 or 10 that have done every round. So I've got a big advantage there in terms of drop weeks. So I'm in a good position, but don't take anything for granted. Anything can happen, and these are very, very quick drivers. I mean, even today, I was saying to the other guys. So we had 5 people today. So me, Jamie, Wook, Jason, and Mark, who were doing race winning pace. Like they were, with the right amount of a bit of luck. Obviously, you don't win a race without a bit of luck, but with the right sort of instance and pit stop strategy and whatever, any of those 5 could have won. And we're talking about, we don't have Miguel, we don't have Stephen, we don't have Wobbly, and we've still got 5 people here fighting for the lead. We've still got 5 people who can win. So anything can happen. Anything could take it away, and it only takes, a couple of mistakes to put a big dent in the points. So it's not done, but I'm looking pretty good at the moment, I think. Yeah,
no, that's a good synopsis of what is going on at the moment, and it's great that you're aware of that it can disappear off in a few minutes because it doesn't make you too bold and brash. There's still some humility in that, which is brilliant. And we look forward to seeing you struggling along trying to keep the composure at Summit Point. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go? And well, probably not start practicing because you'll be utterly bored of it very, very quickly.
Yeah, well, not practicing. I've got IVRA at the weekend. Me and Stephen actually are doing IVRA at the weekend at Road America, so that's my practice for the next few days.
Right,
that's
fair enough.
8 hours, 700-kilometre race. So that'll be that'll be a big one. So that'll be good fun.
Oh yeah, enjoy that, matey.
Cool.
Hope it goes well for you.
So yeah, thanks to Stephen for joining me on that one, and just thanks to everyone for coming. Lots of new faces and returning faces this week. So Emerson, Tony, Stephen, Arno. Who else was back? Chris Needham. He got 4th place.
Chris did a great drive. Yeah.
That's got to be worth at least a drive of the meeting, hasn't it? That's amazing.
He's put him in with a good shout.
It's got to, yeah. Roger, Jason, good to see everyone coming back, and hopefully, by the signs of it, everyone had a good race and good time. So, always good to see, and hopefully we can keep that momentum going and build for season 15. And the remainder of this season as well.
Cool.
So always good to see that. And thanks to you guys as always for hosting and broadcasting and giving us something to watch back tomorrow.
Yeah, well, you've given us a brilliant race, and we look forward to seeing another. What is it? 4 race weeks, I think it is left, before we embark upon season 15, and we hope that you're in all of them. Sam, please, everybody.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.
Nice one, Sam.
Right then, Carl was in there, but he's disappeared.
We need to be quicker to catch him, because I think he has to go. So we need to maybe, if he turns up next week, try and click him a bit earlier, maybe.
It might be a bladder problem.
It could be. What, pie starvation?
Pie starvation. Yeah, because he's
great sentence to bring me into.
Well, I was thinking that. Yeah. Next into the booth is Jamie Wilson. Everybody. Good evening. Good evening, Jamie. So race one, you did all right. You did 6th place. Race 2, you finished where you started in 7th. You were the bubble in the spirit level, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I am average man.
I don't think there's anything average about actually keeping on of a place that you started in this period, let me tell you.
Honestly,
far from average.
There was a whole load of cars dashed backwards past you. There was a whole load of cars that dashed forwards past you. And you stood there stoically. I'm not moving from 7th place. This is my position.
Well, not quite. I mean, I dashed sideways through the gravel at high speed in race 2. So.
That was old hairpin, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was. I thought.
Yes, you look very lonely out there. You look like a very long way away, Jamie.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone sent you a photograph of where the track was, I think.
Yeah, wish you were here. Yeah.
Let's talk about race 1 first, because you're well in the thick of that top group. Or sorry. The second group, as it were, fighting for 3rd place with Jason Landry at the pointy end. That was a great little battle for quite a long time. What caused you to lose contact in the end?
It was the smallest thing. I had a bit of a slide going into the old hairpin. Not enough to go off or anything, but just a sort of slide. And it just murdered my momentum. And at that point, I think it was Jamie ahead of me at the time. And he had the toe of, I guess it was Mark ahead of him.
Yeah.
And I just lost the toe at that point. And at that, my lap times just kind of plateaued at sort of high 11s, low 12s, and they were able to kind of pull each other forward a bit quicker than that. And I had a gap behind me to Carl off the top of my head.
Yes.
So I just ended up, as you say, bubbling the spirit level. So, I'd say pace just plateaued at that point without a toe. So
because
that's just where I was.
That was quite late in the first race, wasn't it? Because I remember thinking. Jamie could mop up if any of these guys crashed, and then
I was trying to hang on.
Yeah, and there was one bit where I saw like the field going through the chicane at the end of the lap, and I thought, "Where's Jamie?" And then there was like a 3-second gap. I was like, "Well, that's appeared very quickly, so that must have been the lap where you went a bit."
It wasn't quite as drastic as that. It happened over a course of sort of I probably had like 2 or 3 scruffy laps in a row.
Right.
But, I didn't lose like a second or anything. It was just a couple of tenths, but that was enough to just cascade into a 3-second gap after a couple of laps.
Okay. And then race 2 happened. Absolutely frantic at the start. But again, you just stood your ground and stayed in 7th place. Not all the way through, obviously, but I think it was it was a solid performance. How was the Veloster compared to the Elantra? Because it seemed to be the Elantra show today. Or is that just because there's lots of them?
Well, there is that, but I mean, there's a degree of wheelbase involved in that, I suspect. You know, the Elantra is a long car, so it has stability through high-speed corners, which here, the old hairpin being a good example. Crony curves, that sort of thing. So, and the Veloster's more of a kind of shopping trolley on a skid pan, covered in baby oil. So, going through the old hairpin is an adventure, and through Coppice a little bit as well. I think Elantra's probably going over the curbs a little bit better as well. But yeah, it's I'm still adjusting to them. And I mentioned in the last race, the V8 race, that I'm adjusting to a bit of a change to my brake pedal setup. So I'm not quite.
Said that,
and this car, I was chatting to Sam about it. This car, these cars, the Elantra is the same. The sort of nuanced part of the braking is at a lower level of force compared to most other cars.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bigger adjustment in this than it isn't for me in the V8. So I'm probably slightly over braking everywhere in terms of like brute force, and so I'm triggering ABS or something. But I went very sideways. I thought it was hopefully quite stylish on the first lap. Just went wee across the gravel, and then I scooped it up just about. Lucky I didn't get into the wall, didn't get meatball or any damage or anything. So just plodded on and tried to catch the back of the field and get as far up as I could, and was just lucky where I came out, and a bit of a battle going on around me that I was able to just kind of take advantage of it and ended up 7th.
Yeah, you appeared out of pit lane. Were you right behind Jason?
Yeah, I came out in a big clump.
Yes, and I thought, oh right, he's got himself a playing partner, and yeah, you did gain another position, I think, over somebody, and then
Arno.
Arno Chenonnier, that's right, yeah.
Arno and Marcel were fighting, and I just was like, yeah, you do that, and then I just like, bye.
Yeah, and in the first race, I remember saying, oh look, Jamie Jeffrey and Jamie Wilson are racing together, and we've not seen that since all the time. He's done very well for himself tonight, and I think over the piece you have as well. The Veloster, this track isn't made for the Veloster, I don't think, and nobody turned up in the Civic, so I think it scared those guys well away. But Summit Point might be a different situation. We'll have to wait and see. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go?
I'm going to shout out Roger Morton, because in whichever race it was, I guess race 2, I caught up to the back of him, and he did not give a proverbial that I was there basically in his rear bumper. And he was not a pushover, which I thought was quite.
It's on the screen right
good.
Now, funnily enough, on the slow-mo replay.
I quite enjoyed that, because he was not giving any shits that I was there.
No, he's become quite a racer in recent times, is our Roger.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
He'll appreciate you saying that, Jamie. He really will.
And shout out to obviously all the people that have come back and have obviously relearnt the virtues of what it is to race with us here. So hopefully they'll stick around for the rest of this season and then into next.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously we've launched season 15 sign up already for Pro and Am. Which we'll determine nearer the time. And hopefully, it'll be a nice, solid season for us. We always get one dodgy season per year, and this is definitely that one. But great having you in all of them, literally. We'll see you next time out at Summit Point. Jamie Wilson.
Cheers, guys.
Very good night, Jamie.
Right then, and in her usual spot, I've pressed all the wrong buttons there. I really have. In her usual spot, freshly back, very, very nicely tanned, no doubt, is Fiona. Everybody, Fiona Siddons.
Yes.
Good evening.
Sorry,
Good evening.
I was
No,
struggling.
I meant to ask you earlier.
Can literally say now that I flew into East Midlands Airport to race at Donington Park this week.
Classic. Absolutely classic.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you bring some castanets with you?
I didn't.
Oh, damn. I was looking forward to getting some castanets.
Well,
I think they're a bit. Everybody used to bring them back, didn't they, at one time?
yeah, it was a thing that people brought back from. Where were you? In Alicante or somewhere like that?
I went to Salou.
Salou, that's right. You did tell us that before you went. I just couldn't remember.
Great name, isn't it?
So yeah, fantastic.
Salou. Yeah.
So you obviously brought back a little bit of speed with you because you were quite on the pace tonight. Your lap times were comparable to the guys in front of you. What happened in race 1? Did you run out of fuel?
I did, yes.
All right, because we saw Roger giving you a bit of a shove. Just not enough of a shove to get you round before the session kicked over. But yeah, other than that,
Bang water.
Yeah, that was so funny. If you don't normally watch the broadcasts, just watch it back for my reaction to you saying I've run out of bang water. I've never heard it called that before. I was buckled for a good 5 minutes.
It's a Lincolnshire thing.
Is it really? Well, I need to move to Lincolnshire then because that's just funny stuff. I was absolutely tickled on that one. It's still funny now that Sir Alan has reminded me about it. How did you go tonight? Donington's a brilliant track, isn't it? And I know that you and Alan go there and watch racing and things like that. So talk us through your night.
I was disappointed tonight. I suffer with osteoarthritis in my left leg, and I got a lot of it off tracks tonight because I used to go to brake and I literally couldn't push it because of pain in my foot. So I had a few off for that.
Oh dear, that sounds horrendous.
Yeah, so a little bit disappointed with my pace, but I did get down. I think I did a 13 in race 2 at one stage.
Yeah, very decent lap.
Yeah, very much so. I had no idea. Osteoarthritis is an absolutely debilitating condition. So the fact that you race at all is incredible. I can only take my hat off to you. Hopefully the Salou sun gave you some sort of respite from it. Did you enjoy yourself on holiday, by the way? I forgot to ask.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Best fortnight I've had for a long while.
Oh, excellent. Refreshed you, ready for Donington here.
It did.
It did. We've got Summit Point next time round. I think everybody's done about 1 million laps of Summit Point. Is that the case for you as well?
Yeah, when I first joined Rookie Mazdas, it was always at Summit Point at one stage.
Yeah, oh, sorry, something that I should call out in your driving. You often give us some very good battles when people are approaching you and they're on the same lap as you. And it's right that you stay to your racing line because that's the whole point of the exercise, right? It's part of the game. But tonight, they've got one over on you in terms of overall speed, and you got blue flagged, and you did exactly what you're supposed to do. You gave ground, so that balances the equation and shows that you are absolutely aware of your surroundings and where you are in the race. And I have to salute that because there's a lot of people out there that for some reason fight even when they're on a blue flag lap, and it doesn't do anybody any good, does it?
It doesn't, no, and I lost a lot of time in that race too, especially when there's coming up because of my problems braking.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have a problem in the corner and cause them issues. Just lifted off and cruised in.
Yeah, and I have to say, I salute you for that because, like I say, there's a lot of people that don't acknowledge the blue flags, and it just slows everybody up. Obviously, if you're on the same lap as somebody else, you've got more than enough right to stay on the racing line and have yourself a race.
Even when there's on the same lap tonight, I was just letting them go because I didn't want to cause them problems with my problems.
So. Yeah. Well, hopefully, whatever treatment you have and a bit of loosening up will help you out ready for Summit Point next week. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, you guys putting the show on as always. We couldn't do it without you. And want to give a special shout out to anybody who supports Nottingham Panthers and the loss of Adam Johnson last Saturday.
Oh, right. I didn't know about any of that, but yes, absolutely. And well said. Losing anybody in life is a big loss. And
yeah, especially playing hockey, it becomes a bit hard.
Yeah, I'm sure. So, yeah, we'll all doff our hats to that individual, and it's great that you've acknowledged that in the chat. Well, we'll look forward at least to Summit Point next week, and hope that you go well there. Hopefully you'll be well practiced by the time you get there, and you'll be without the osteoarthritis pain.
And I'll be with my headset again next week.
Oh, right. What were you doing today, then?
I was just on a single screen.
Oh, well, that's going to make a massive difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, get yourself sorted out with your headset and get that 360 panoramic experience back again. And we'll look forward to seeing you racing with us. Fiona Siddons, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Night, darling.
Yeah, so Fiona sounds like she had a bit of a tough time with it tonight, for one reason or another, and obviously very much affected by the loss of somebody in her life and hockey community.
She's a Sheffield person. I'm Nottingham, so this is not one of my local players.
Yeah.
But she's Sheffield, but she's passionate. She's a drum banger for her team.
Right. Yeah.
So she goes there and freezes her ass off to bang the drum for her.
Yeah. Well, it's good that somebody does, and great that Fiona does.
Passionate. Yeah. I think ice hockey attracts a fiercely loyal crowd.
Oh yeah. I used to be a Billingham Bombers follower.
Well, you know more about it than I do because I've never had the slightest interest in it.
No, right, okay. Well, I could probably have a long conversation with Fiona on ice hockey, but
you could, because she will keep you chapter and verse.
Right, excellent stuff. Right, we've got a difficult series of decisions to make.
Yeah,
Alan.
well,
I haven't thought about it, and I probably should have done. I'm probably going to be behind the ball here. Stephen Walker, first race back, and a win. That's a bit good, isn't it? Jamie Jeffrey. Oh, that's a bit good. Second place in the second race.
Yeah.
And a fourth in the first. I mean, that's good.
Yes.
Good points scored. Chris Needham, first race back, did very, very well. Got a fourth and an eighth, or an eighth and a fourth in that order.
That's three people who deserve it already, Pete.
I know. What the hell's going on? Arnaud Chenonnier, in that second race, he was holding them back for ages. Kept it clean. It was all really
Brilliant
good. Brilliant drive. Roger Morton.
Best driving I've ever seen by him, I think, really.
Tonight, with him and Roger, and he at the front, that might actually do it for me. That might be an Arnaud Chenonnier vote for me. Is it going to be that? Is it going to be? I'm going to go Arnaud Chenonnier because of the racing door-to-door for so long with Roger and kept it clean, and then in the second race, stayed out in second place for ages. Kept really fast racers behind him in a very fair and clean fashion. I am voting for Arnaud Chenonnier.
Yeah, good call, and that makes it easy for me because I'm going to give mine to Jamie Jeffries.
Oh, wow.
because mostly his incredible, valiant defence.
Right.
He managed to keep that gap at 3.5 seconds for so long against two of the best drivers that I know of, bar none. And how he managed to keep that gap and hang on, it was magic. And he was right there. absolutely on the ragged edge. Everybody was. It was just a magic race, really, I think, tonight.
Yeah.
And, I think so many people deserved it, you know. Paul deserves it. He did a great race. Roger deserves it. You know, do you know what I mean? I just think loads of people blooming deserve it. I think Sam deserves it. I think Stephen deserves it. I just, you know. But Jamie, I think Jamie's been outstanding. And I think that second step of the podium tonight was a fantastic drive by him. And, he, you know, if things had broken slightly differently, he could well have had his victory. I think it's just on the tipping edge of getting it, you know.
I couldn't agree more, actually. I was thinking that, I said it at the start of the second race, is this his opportunity to win? He's done so well, and you've just catapulted him into first place in the Driver of the Meeting award with 4 votes, and not many drivers get 4 votes in that particular discipline. It's very rare that someone gets above 3. But yeah, I think we've both voted very sensibly there. Right, so the next race for this series goes to Summit Point next week, this same time. We don't see V8s again until the 18th of November, and that is another road race, and I can't remember where it is. Give me a second and I'll find out. I need to go here. I need to go.
They could probably do with the rest after Saturday's race.
That was class, wasn't it? That was absolutely stunning. Miami Road, I couldn't even remember it, even though I'd driven it. I actually was on board with somebody in the practice before I realised that I'd driven the TCRs there, and I'd completely forgotten.
I'd forgotten that I'd driven it as well. I'd been there as well in the TCR. Yeah, years ago, but I'd completely forgotten about it.
So it's Road America on November 18th for
is it?
Yeah, 2-hour endurance race in the V8s. It's going to be very well attended, I think, and it's going to be brilliant.
Be a great race, Road America. It's going to be fantastic. 2 hours at Road America, man.
But for tonight, I will bring the broadcast to a close. We shall celebrate Sam Blease getting a first and a second, the most successful driver points-wise tonight. And what a performance he put on with all the other guys. Thanks to everybody that raced tonight. You've made us very, very happy with the entertainment that you've given. Thanks to everybody that watched. Thanks for David Ayres for all the funny stuff he wrote in the chat. Thanks to Fiona for absolutely making me buckle with laughter for longer than I should have probably done over bang water, because I've never heard that before. And thanks to you, Alan, for joining me in the booth yet again and being thoroughly entertaining as always. It's always a pleasure. I'll hand you over to Alan now, who will also say goodnight, and we'll bring the broadcast to a close. So thanks, everybody, and stay safe.
My turn to say goodnight, and well, what a race we've had. The guys have absolutely driven out their pants tonight. It was fantastic. Some old friends and old faces here that really, it's always warms my cockles to see these people on the grid, and they're always very welcome. Yeah, a wonderful night, and I look forward to what they can dish up at Summit. See you next week.